Alright guys, so hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be playing in the new track on the Formula 1 calendar, the Jeddah Street Circuit, brand new to the Formula 1 game, and hopefully should be a good track to drive on. It actually hasn't been finished in real life, but we've got it in this one. It is a medium difficulty with the likes of Suzuka and Zandvoort, so kind of in the middle of the easier and harder tracks, but it looks like it should be quite interesting, this one. This Jeddah Street Circuit, it looks like it might have some good racing on the game. Yeah, let's just jump straight into it.
Greetings and welcome to Jeddah for what promises to be a sensational slice of world-class motorsports. We're off to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn one. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Bottas, Lando Norris, and Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, and Yuki Tsunoda, Ocon, Vettel, Lance Stroll, and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Mick Schumacher, and Nicholas Latifi. Mazepin and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Alright, so we are here for the beginning of this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go, and we get away well, but I think it should be a very tight into turn one, as we can send one almost down it suddenly for Latifi, but not quite, as it's quite slow around turn 2, but we get the exit that we want, touch up with the wall, and now Latifi, oh, it's a bit close with Vettel and Latifi ahead of us, trying to get past these cars. We get past Latifi and Sebastian Vettel on that section of the track. George Russell is now next, so we're stuck behind him into the next corner, into that long sweeping left-hander. He tries to close the door, we go send it round the outside and actually grab Lance Stroll on the exit of the corner as well. Already up 8 places in the opening half a lap of this one, as we're now up to Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso, as Ocon gets a poor exit, but we're not quick enough. I think my setup for this track is a lot more geared towards the exit from corners, so down this kind of, not straight I wouldn't say, but down this kind of straight, I am a lot slower, but as you can see my exit from the corner is a lot better. Esteban Ocon's with my increased downforce on the rest of the cars as we go into the final corner, which I think is the best corner on the track. It's got width to it, you can send one, looks pretty good as we grab both the Alpines in the one turn, and now Yuki Tsunoda, maybe can we grab him down the inside right up against the barrier. We should grab him into turn 1 as he comes back at us, but we should beat him on exit, and we do, as Carlos Sainz now ahead of us. He's got to jump. A good start as we go very, very deep into that turn. I'm still trying to suss up the track. These are my first couple laps because I was in qualifying and obviously finished last to start from the back of the grid. But it's my first couple laps as Pierre Gasly now. Can we stick one down the inside or around the outside of the AlphaTauri, man? We can't. But we can try and dive down the inside on the edge of the exit. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, is that extra downforce and extra acceleration out of the corners, because I can go a lot earlier than the other drivers with their higher downforce setups, as we are now chasing the back of Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. The Ferrari versus McLaren battle this season has been pretty intense, and maybe we can have an intense fight down into turn 1 as we hit the wall and take another bit of end plate off our car as we're catching Leclerc at a rate of knots here. We're going to be ahead by the timing line and grab the fastest lap, but he's going to be able to come back at us in the corner, but he decides not to, interestingly enough, and tucks in behind us as we're up to Valtteri Bottas. Our teammate Lando Norris, as we're going to go immediately down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Down the inside, now caught up to our teammate, and no silly business here with our teammate Lando Norris. Gotta try and get him with DRS if we can. It's not looking like we will. We're gonna try and send one down the inside of Lando and get them moved on. I have to brake a little bit on the exit, but other than that, very nicely done on the exit for us. Very well done, that is, as we continue to sweep through that sweepy part of the track, and that little braking zone now in towards the long left-hander, towards the final turn, as the final turn takes a long time to get there. You're just kind of waiting for it, and it just never comes at you, as we've caught up to Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez battling for P2. Hamilton with DRS going for the move on Sergio. Sergio keeps his foot in though and might grab Lewis on the exit here. He doesn't, but we're gonna have maybe a say in this. Maybe we can split the two of them. We can't. I'm going to take advantage of Sergio Perez being put off by Hamilton and get the double overtake, as we're now catching up to Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, who is 3 seconds up the road, as now Hamilton gets the better exit and we're not able to grab him. But I wouldn't be surprised if we can get him down the inside on the exit, which we can, although he breaks away here. Trying to keep our foot in. We do keep our foot in, and we're still battling on the exit that turn, but we finally get him back. And now we've got to try and break away from him and start chasing down the leader, Verstappen, 3 seconds ahead of Hamilton, who I'm guessing was in a kind of a big tussle with Sergio Perez for a bit. But you can just see, I think the corner's coming up here, but it's not. And then Hamilton goes for the move, which actually I think gives us DRS. No, it doesn't. We were just a little bit too late, which now means we have to defend from Hamilton and maybe have a look at Perez coming through down the inside. Does he go for a move on Hamilton? He does. And I'm watching the top mini-map. He doesn't make it, does he? No, he gets through. He gets through on Hamilton, as we're 2 seconds off Verstappen, now gaining on him as Hamilton gets past Perez again. But now gaining on Verstappen on the final lap of this one, of just a short race of the new Jeddah Street Circuit. in Saudi Arabia, as we go into this, probably the best corner on the track, to be honest. As we get a little bit wide on the exit, and we lose our front wing, maybe an end plate and a bit of the front wing. And this track, you need a front wing for, you need downforce around here. It's got those sweeping kind of left-right corners, not as tight as Maggots and Beckett's in England, but still you need the downforce for it. As we still go double purple, and we're still within about 7/10 of Max Verstappen, as we lose a lot in that corner from not being able to turn. But weirdly enough, this is actually a DRS zone down into the final corner. We'll have no chance of catching Max now, as we bang our wing even further on the exit, but we should be fine. As the checkered flag comes out, we get the fastest lap on the final lap. But there is the new Jeddah street circuit on the Formula 1 game. If you played it and enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's just jump through to the podium celebrations.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So there you go. Driver of the day, starting from the back to P2. Probably would have got Max Verstappen if we not broken our front wing, but that doesn't really matter. So you can see about every driver went down positions. But I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you have a good one, and goodbye.